Good afternoon. Welcome to the Garden of 1,000 Buddhas, everyone. Happy 10th Annual Peace Festival. Tulku Sangnak Rinpoche, Namcha Kempo, and all of our wonderful guests are going to lead us in the opening prayers.
Thank you, everyone. So now Peace Festival will be starting, and everyone welcome for the 10th annual Peace Festival. Thank you so much.
Okay, welcome everyone to the 10th Annual Festival of Peace. Woo! 10 years. Our theme this year is Landscapes of Peace, People in Harmony. And we're very grateful and lucky to have so many people from around the world gathered today. We have our distinguished guests from Japan who have joined us, and we're so fortunate to have had them come and spend a week with us at the garden. We want to first, we want to thank our musicians that helped us start off the procession today. The gamelan, Manik Haram is the community gamelan music in Missoula, and they welcome all who wish to dedicate themselves to practice regularly, to play and perform Balinese gamelan music together. They work with a Balinese master musician, and 9 of their members have traveled to Bali last summer and played at several temple festivals in central Bali. Please give them your thanks for bringing a deeply spiritual and musical element to our procession this year. And Rinpoche is here to offer some gifts to your entire group, so please come and accept some gifts from Rinpoche. We'd like to welcome Ewam's Lama Wangmo, and she is here to welcome you and give you a little bit of information about Ewam and the garden this year, its activities, and the things that you actually were taking part in during the procession. So please welcome Lama Wangmo. And I would like to say a few things about her before she comes up. She's very humble, so it was a little bit of coaxing to get some information from her. But she's been a practitioner for 40 years, a Buddhist practitioner, and completed a traditional 3-year retreat under the direction of Tulku Sangnak Rinpoche. As a wife and mother, she's known the joys and sorrows of family life. As a clinical psychologist, she's taught in a medical school development, 2 nonprofits, and worked in private practice. She's dedicated the remainder of her life to serving Tulku Sangnak Rinpoche through her meditation practice and her work as a teacher and administrator in Ewam, USA. Once again, please welcome Lama Wangmo.
Good morning. Isn't it a beautiful day to come celebrate peace in the garden?
Yes.
I'm here on behalf of Tulku Sangnak Rinpoche and Ken Rinpoche, who is the guardian of the garden, to welcome you to the 10th Annual Peace Festival. If you've been here before, we're very glad to see you again. If you're here for the first time, we welcome you heartily, and we hope that everyone will have a wonderful time today. this garden has grown out of a very clear vision of our teacher, Tulku Sangak Rinpoche. It began with a dream that he had in childhood. He had a dream in which he envisioned this exact place where we're standing as a child in Tibet. And later he was brought here by Western students when he was touring the United States. And when he came right here, he said, "I've been here before." And his students said, "No, Rinpoche, you haven't been here before." And he said, "Yes, I have." And then he remembered and realized that it was the place that he'd seen in his dream. And the garden keeps growing in accord with Rinpoche's original vision. And in Tibetan Buddhism, like in the Native American tradition, we have a mandala, which is the sacred geography of the enlightened mind. And there are certain wisdoms that are designated for the different directions, and there are also enlightened activities that go along with each of the directions. And thanks to the work of Ken Rinpoche and Tsering Dorje, what we did when we processed just now was to dedicate 2 new parts of the garden that have to do with the enlightened activities. We dedicated the Vajrasattva mantra, which liberates through seeing and through hearing. It's the beautiful Vajrasattva up in the case, and down at the bottom is the copper writing out of the mantra. And that has the enlightened activity of pacifying. So we dedicated the pacifying activity in the mandala of Tibetan Buddhism in the garden today. And we also dedicated the prayer wheel, which is in the west and which is for the purpose of magnetizing. Magnetizing good fortune and magnetizing obstructions in order to subdue them. And so those are the 2 dedications that Rinpoche just presided over. So we have the activities in the 4 directions, and then the central figure, as most of you know, is Yum Chenmo, the beautiful manifestation of Yum Chenmo over there, and she is the primordial female Buddha of enlightened compassion. And so she presides in the middle of this mandala, and all around her are the 1,000 Buddhas who will bless this eon. Well, the current Buddha that came 2,500 years ago is the 5th in a succession of 1,000 Buddhas. And then all around the perimeter are 1,000 small stupas. The stupas are a representation of enlightened mind. And all of those, the stupas and the Buddhas and the middle Yum Chenmo, are filled with sacred articles which Tulku Sangak Rinpoche collected during his entire childhood and young adulthood in Tibet. And he chose to bring them here to make a place of peace. And so all of them are filled with sacred substances. And so we experience it and hope you will experience it as a place that radiates enlightened mind and radiates the joy and peace that are part of enlightened mind. And that enlightened mind in Tibetan Buddhism is seen as each being's true nature. We ourselves have Buddha nature right in our center. And it is impossible for that to be erased or taken away. And for many of us, though, it's veiled with confusion. And all we have to do is release the confusion and undo the confusion, which is like static energy. And then there's the clarity again of seeing our own enlightened mind. And then that nature shines forth. And so then the question that comes up is, Rinpoche came here and he's built many things in Asia. He has 200 centers and many students in Asia. And the question is, why did he come here and first build a garden rather than buildings or something else? He explains to us that the reason that he built a garden is because he wants a place that's dedicated to peace. And it's out in nature that all of us naturally find peace, isn't it? We sometimes have trouble stilling our minds, and then what we do naturally is we go outside and we feel the stillness and the sacredness of nature. And so he's made a beautiful garden here for us with many plants, and there are going to be many, many trees as well, which will grow and will provide shade for people to have picnics and just sit and meditate or sit and talk quietly. And it's in this place also that we have the 1,000 Buddhas and the 1,000 stupas, and so what a wonderful thing was the first part of Rinpoche's vision. So the garden is nearly complete in its first form. There's some things that we're hoping to add this year that you'll enjoy next year when you come to the Peace Festival. We're going to have a large ceremonial Tibetan gate to welcome people, and also a sign out on the road. We thought that would be nice so that people that don't know about the Garden of 1,000 Buddhas can come find it, and so that people that are looking for it can find it more easily. And we're also planning to have a virtual tour where people can download an application on their phone, and you can go around and you can understand what it is that you're seeing. And so that's something that we're hoping to bring up very soon. There are wonderful tour guides that lead tours here, but they aren't here necessarily at the same time that people come. People come walk in the early morning, people walk in the evening, and we'd like to have something that makes it so that people can understand the rich symbolism of everything that they see. So we're looking forward to bringing that to you too. And then the last thing that I want to tell you about completing the garden is very exciting to us, and you'll find more information about it at Ewam's booth out here, which is that we're hoping around 1 year from now to break ground for our first building. Rinpoche has envisioned an assembly hall, a place where people can gather, where there will eventually, we think, be large Tibetan Buddhist teachings. And it's going to be glass, mostly glass, so that it can open to the outside and more people can sit inside. It's going to have a wonderful kitchen, and it's going to also be a place where people can maybe come and celebrate other things like weddings from the community. And after that, we're looking forward to building some housing, some residential housing, so that when we have retreats here, we won't all be crowded in the very convivial way that our Japanese guests have been in this last retreat, so that there's plenty of room and ease for people. And we're also envisioning that as a place that will have a small kitchen, and we're envisioning that as a place where people can come not only for teaching retreats with many different teachers, but also can come on personal retreat. So a person will be able to arrange to take a room and to cook quietly there themselves, and to go into the assembly hall for their practice, and also to enjoy the garden as their practice. So that's the information that I wanted to give you about the garden, and I hope that everybody will enjoy the peace and the joy and the compassion that radiate naturally from our own enlightened minds and from the beautiful, beautiful symbols and nature around us. And once again, welcome you.
Okay. Well, I just looked at the clock, and it's 12 o'clock, and we're absolutely right on schedule with our schedule. So hip, hip, hooray for everyone, for all their participation. Today is all about harmony, so why not start out with a group who is so harmonious? We have our next guest is the Crown of the Continent Choir. Beginning its 5th year, the Crown of the Continent Choir, directed by Dr. Craig Hodges, is comprised of Flathead Valley community members of varied ages, musical backgrounds, and life experiences, who come together with a common purpose, singing for fun. How about that? They sing for many community activities, at fundraising events, and for local charities that share their vision for social justice, environmental stewardship, open religious dialogue, and inclusivity. A diverse group of faith communities also invites them to sing, and they are a non-sectarian, not-for-profit choir that sings just to spread joy and support community growth. Please welcome the Crown of the Continent Choir.
So we opened with a praise song originally by the Creek for the Muskogee Indians of Oklahoma. And we go now to early Americana and a beautiful shaker melody and a wonderful text called Simple Gifts. 'Tis the gift to be simple.
Tis a gift to be simple, tis a gift to be free, tis a gift to come down where we want to be. And when we find ourselves in a place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. The gift to be simple, the gift to be free. Tis a gift to be simple, tis a gift to be free, tis a gift to come down where you want to be. And when we find ourselves in a place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we shan't be ashamed. Turn will be our delight till by turning we come round. The gift to be free. Tis a gift to be simple, tis a gift to be free, tis a gift to come down where you want to be. And when we find ourselves in a place just right,
In the Native American tradition, a song that has been caught belongs to the person who created it. Permission from the composer must be given before it can be used by another singer. The original Lakota words and melody of this song, Lakota Wiyanki, were caught by Cara Willowbrook and given to her friend Gail Woodside, Apache Nation musician and artist, as a gift of friendship. When Gail received this gift from Cara, she gave it to her friend Judy Harrington to be arranged, published, and enjoyed by other musicians. In turn, it is with great honor that she shares this work with Henry Leck, who inspired so many teachers and young musicians. And we are about to sing now Lakota Wiyanki, the translation of which is, "The voices of the four winds call, giving courage. Courage, beautiful one, to walk forward with pride." The Hebrew folk song Hine Matov means how good and pleasant it is when brothers and sisters can live together in unity. I'm hoping this text will be very meaningful to you. The translation of the text is gone, gone, gone all the way to the other shore. Everyone to enlightenment. Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha.
Good job.
Gate,
We are celebrating our 10th anniversary this year of the Peace Festival, and we're excited to announce that we are in the final year of completing the Garden of 1,000 Buddhas, and over the next 12 months, the remaining flower beds, Buddha statues, garden, and lake ornaments will be completed, and we're also engaged in planning the next phase of development and a beautiful assembly hall. There's a lot more information in the Tibetan tent here to my right, as well as we're raffling one of the Buddha statues, a very rare opportunity to have one of the Buddha statues in your own home that's been blessed by Rinpoche. And the raffle tickets are $10 each, and that raffle is going on inside the Tibetan tent over here. The tickets are $10 or 3 for $20. So Rinpoche will draw the winner at the conclusion of today's festival. So you do not need to be present to win. They just take your name and number. And if you'd like, you can also just visit the booth. There's information things, and as well as the Tibetan store that we have some gifts. There will be some guided tours today. And if you would like to go to the Tibetan tent and sign up for a guided tour. They will be taking place today. It looks like 12:30, 2:30, and 5 o'clock, and it's almost 12:30 now, so the first tour will begin, and it'll be a very short 15-minute informative tour at Ewam Chenmo. But you can sign up at the Tibetan tent here to go on the tour. And the Ewam gift shop is open all day. We'd like to begin introducing our next guest, our speaker, Julie Kajun. She is a Milken Education Award recipient and coordinator of the Tribal History Project at the Salish Kootenai College in Pablo, Montana, and previously served as Indian Educator Coordinator for the Ronan Public Schools on the Flathead Indian Reservation. She served as executive producer for Heart of the Bitterroot, a DVD focused on the lives of the Salish and Pend Oreille women. In addition to discussing the goals and accomplishments of the History Project, Ms. Kajun sheds light on the 1855 Hellgate Treaty negotiations, as well as more contemporary issues related to federal policies and implementing Indian education for all. Julie is currently working as an independent educational consultant and is collaborating with 5 Indian mission schools in Arizona, Nebraska, and Montana. Monday night, we'll find Julie on stage at the Myrna Loy in Helena, doing a presentation called With Love from Indian Country. And she's still performing her one-woman show, Belief, and it will be at the UM's Westerns Theater this winter. In a few days, Julie will leave for Scotland to visit Old MacDonald homeland and then to participate in New Story Summit at Findhorn. Named by the Utne Reader, one of the 50 visionaries changing the world, please welcome Julie Kajun.
What in the world is going on? Huh? I want to share a little bit with you about what in the world is going on. And I don't see Lama Tsomo, but I want to thank her. I want to start with some thanks. And I wanted to thank her for connecting me with the Joshua Mailman Foundation, Mary Stranahan, who I already know, and the Pima Foundation. These folks funded Indigenous land managers from New Zealand, Canada, Hawaii, and the United States at the 10th World Wilderness Congress in Salamanca, Spain. And so I wanted to talk to you about what's going on with work that people are doing all over the world that help you have clean air, clean water, in places such as this. Unmatched beauty, isn't it, to live? And unfortunately, when human beings enter these kind of landscapes, they usually do something that makes them not quite as beautiful. And so people are working to undo that. And so I wanted to share with you a couple of things that happened at the Congress and something that's happening in Europe that was really exciting to me. First of all, we were greeted in Salamanca by people that walked, mostly young people, that walked for weeks and weeks to get there as a statement. They traveled together. It was an inspiring group of young people who were committed to doing something, to not just talking. Sometimes peace and love and care and compassion require more than our words, don't they? Sometimes those things require our actions and life-affirming actions, and that's what these young people committed to. And so some amazing things are happening. In Europe, everybody that lives in the country, a lot of people living in the country, are moving to the city. And while that may be tragic for all those families moving to the city, it's been beneficial to the land and to the animals. And so there's a movement happening called Rewilding Europe. And you should find out about it. There's a commitment to take 1 million hectares of land and turn it back to wild nature. There's also a movement in Europe rewilding with native animals. And so this is really a remarkable thing. if you think about land that has been so developed that every square inch is managed and developed. So it was an inspiring thing for me to hear. The other thing that happened at the World Wilderness Congress was a statement that I think is important for us to think about. And it's asking us to look at nature differently. And unfortunately, we have to use these kinds of words, that nature provides critical services. This is a language we have to use with the corporate world. Nature provides critical services such as fresh water, clean air, and biodiversity, supporting sustainable livelihoods, culture, identity, and spiritual well-being. And so we're asking for people to think about nature in more just something that we enjoy when we need peace of mind, but that it's life-giving. That it's life-giving. And so the Wild Foundation has 10 targeted recommendations that came out of this. Now, after the Congress, people were so inspired by these young people who walked, some for weeks, some for months, to get to Salamanca, that they did a walk for rivers. And so I want to read to you what a friend sent, a note. We just wrapped up our follow-up project to Wild 10. On our last day in Salamanca, the Austrian group came up with an idea to plan a project called River Walk. After several months, we identified 2 priority rivers under threat, secured some sponsors, found partners in Slovenia and Austria, and Riverwalk came alive. We just walked with 20 young adults, 260 kilometers, following the Isel River, Drow, and then crossed the border and followed the Soka River, the most amazing water I've ever seen. Right now, the Isel is in the paper every day, a political battleground, as there are heavy pressures to build hydropower plants on it. And the World Wildlife Federation and partners are pushing to have it protect as a Natura 2000 area. Only 10% of all alpine rivers are in more ecologically natural states, so we are fighting to protect as many as we can. The walk was a success, and to think that it got its birth at the World Wilderness Congress in Salamanca. So you can see how the actions of these young people inspired others to do something really quite remarkable. They got the idea, and then they started working. And there will be rivers that will benefit from it. And then those rivers will benefit all of the people who live there. Another note came in right after this. Far away in India, in the Pench Tiger Reserve forests that Vance B2 walked, a tigress has given birth to and successfully reared 3 cubs that are now at 18 months larger than she is. Her habitat was once a bustling irrigation colony comprising 3,000 families that stayed on illegally after the dam was built in the 1970s. The colony was demolished after the government was forced to move them to new quarters, rewilding in action. Our job is to ensure that these young tigers that are ready to break their maternal bonds have forests stocked with deer, wild pig, and monkeys. I saw a herd of over 1,000 deer 2 weeks ago, where logging was once the order of the day. All of this in the short span of 10 years. The tiger is at the very apex of its evolutionary journey. Like the polar bear or jaguar or bobcat, it knows how to survive every trial that life throws except human stupidity and greed. This was from B2 in India. From Julie in Montana. Many thanks to you, Vance. And this morning, as I reflect on all the good that you do, your dogged determination and your willingness for sacrifice, I'm thinking good thoughts of you, renewing and gaining strength. In October, and that is next month here, Manu and Tanya Kanaka Maoli from Hawaii who presented at the Congress will be here in Montana on the reservation, sharing what happened after the Congress when they returned home and inspired their community to work on the fisheries around the island. See how your good work continues. I'm getting ready to go for my morning run and thinking how we live in a world of contradictions. So much violence on the news this morning, and yet so much good left in this world. My oldest, Yaya, was with me for a week, and his inclination for observation of birds, along with his delight and affection for each one, reminds me that our hope is with our young people. After I run, I'm eating huckleberry pancakes from the berries my sister picked in the missions, where they were interrupted by the crashing run of a young grizzly through the brush. What privilege I live with and what responsibility I hold then. My heart sang for the rivers these young people walked by and protected, and for the tigers born. What a celebration, B2. From B2. Julie, through all the misery and all the deceit that conspires to flood our being each day, somewhere inside of us, the rivers do indeed sing, and the tigers positively roar. We must never forget to be grateful for the gift of life, the gift of the wild. I would like to extend a final thank you to Rinpoche for his continued grace to visitors and his perpetual encouragement for peace, and his continual acknowledgement that this is an old tribal world and that spiritual traditions have existed here for millennia. Lemlemsh.
All right. How's everyone feeling today? Well, we have a very full schedule today. Our next performer is not here yet, so we're going to move ahead a little bit in the schedule. We're going to have Lama Somo come and speak, and many of you know her. She is a longtime practitioner and has studied and completed many intensive retreats under Gotchen Tulku Songnak Rinpoche and his close instruction and supervision. She's received many empowerments and teachings from him as well, including the course of study and practice of the traditional 3-year retreat. Lama Somo also holds a master's degree in counseling psychology, and she's quite learned in both Eastern and Western methods. Lama Somo hopes to act as a bridge for the interested practitioner. Her direct, clear, often humorous approach includes many stories and examples from modern life. Years ago, Rinpoche tasked her with creating a facility for long-term retreat. Therefore, the Namchak Retreat Ranch is in the planning process near Hot Springs. Please welcome our wonderful Lama Somo.
Hello, everybody. It's a perfect day for a peace festival. And it's a perfect time for one, too. Just on the way here, I was listening to the news and the impossible situation going on in the Middle East. Can you all hear me okay? Okay. I couldn't hear you answer, but that's okay. Anyway, there's sort of this Gordian knot in the Middle East, and we can't figure out what to do about it. And then we go home, and we have knots like that with people we love. What do we do about that? So there's this ongoing war in the Middle East that's been going on actually for millennia. We've got difficulties with people we talk with every day. That seems to be ongoing. And then you hear people talking about waging peace. Well, that can be ongoing too. And if we could just, I believe, if we could just manage to live peacefully with each other, then I think step by step we could solve a lot of the bigger problems too. So this theme of harmony this year is near and dear to my heart. And I think we all can hear the beauty of the harmony that the choir put out, and we can feel the beauty of the harmony between us when relations are good. But how do we do that? Now, one thing I've noticed is people often think there's this big sort of pendulum between being isolated and having our boundaries overrun. Yet all of us really want lots of autonomy and lots of connection. And then we think, well, how could we have as much as possible of both? Seems like we can only have one or the other. Well, I'm here to tell you that if you're skillful about it, you can have lots of both, and you can give lots of both, and it feels good. So how does that work? So how it usually works when we're not so skillful is we feel somebody sort of overrunning our boundaries. Now we don't have autonomy. It feels bad. So then we go running off in the other direction. Now we're in isolation. And that doesn't feel so great either. After a while, we feel really lonely. And so we start creeping toward the other end of things. And we think, well, maybe if I'm sort of in the middle, then I'm kind of uncomfortable on both sides, but not too much on either side. No, we don't have to do that. We can actually have lots of autonomy and lots of connection. So I keep saying, if we're skillful about it, what are some of those skills? So I think one simple thing we can do is stop trying to fix everything on the outside so that then I'll be comfortable on the inside. So I think we Americans have a little more hope that we can control everything around us, and we think if I just control it enough, then I'm going to be happy. I call this the if-onlys. If only this, if only that, I could be happy. Well, I think a lot of people in other parts of the world don't even have the illusion of that much control. And so they don't try so much for that. And so the methods of Buddhism, the reason why they've been so appealing to me is because rather than trying to change everything on the outside, which I don't seem to be able to do, if I can change myself on the inside to be happy, then I'm happy. That's the important thing. So there's a saying by Shantideva, and many of you heard me quote this before because it's really meaningful to me. You can cover the whole world with leather, or you can wear shoes. So I suggest trying to wear shoes. So now, how can we connect with other people in a way that allows for autonomy and connection? So one simple thing you've probably all heard about is I statements. But really, what are those? Exactly, how does that work? So I made a little handout for everybody because I don't have a lot of time to talk with you all today, and we're not going to do a whole workshop on I statements. But that one simple thing can save us from a lot of overrunning of boundaries with a lot of you statements, yeah? When people tell me, you do this and you do that, I feel like they are overrunning my boundaries, and then I kind of want to back up. So how can we talk about something that happened, you know, and really say what we have to say, that we need to say, but without a lot of you statements? And the other question is, what's a real I statement anyway? Because people get confused about that, I'm telling you. That's why I created this handout called Beyond I Statements. So one reason why we get into trouble with these you statements is I'm quite sure what somebody else is thinking. I'm always right about it, yeah, but they're not always right about me. How does that work? Well, maybe nobody's always right. Because we've all got different windshields. They're slightly different, and they're all kind of smudged and a little warped and a little colored. And so everybody sees things just a little differently. And so as soon as you start making a you statement, you're going to probably run into trouble. First of all, that person is going to feel like you're going over their boundaries, and, you know, that's what we're trying to avoid here. But also, you might just once in a while be mistaken. So when you need to talk to somebody about something they said or they did, one thing you can do is imagine what a video camera would actually see or record. And if you just report those things, none of your assumptions about how the person felt or what they were thinking, or not paraphrasing what they said, because then you can kind of twist it a little bit according to your view of things. But just what a video camera would actually record, then you probably won't run into trouble. So then you can just say, when you said or did this, and then it's whatever the video camera would have recorded, then you can talk about how you felt. That's fair enough. So when you said, it's your fault that this is happening, well, okay, if that's actually what the person said, you get to say that. When you said, this is all you're doing, this problem that we have, then you can say, well, I was hurt, and I was also scared. And then you can talk about thoughts that you have about it. But just be careful about mixing up feelings and thoughts, because that'll run you into some real problems too. And we can get confused about what we're thinking and what we're feeling. I've heard people say, this one fellow said to me, I feel maligned. I feel, like blamed. And that's not a feeling. Keep it really simple. A feeling is, I'm scared, I'm worried, I'm sad, I'm mad. Those are feelings. And then if you start having a thought about what somebody said, then you can say, well, then I was thinking this, and then I was really afraid, that kind of thing. Then the person is leaning forward, they're listening. Now you're able to talk things out. This is the kind of waging peace that can actually resolve problems very quickly. And then you'll see there's an extra credit on the back of the sheet. And this can resolve problems really fast. It's called copying. I call it the I'm sorry practice. If I can just say, oh, well, I could have done this piece better. I'm sorry about that. I actually, in my 20s, I did an I'm sorry practice, and that's what I called it. And I discovered that I had opportunities every day to acknowledge I messed something up and to say I'm sorry. And before I started that practice, I thought I was always right. But as soon as I started actually looking, and paying attention to that, and I was sort of patting myself on the back for, hey, I did great today. I thought of 3 things I made mistakes about, and I apologize. I just kind of reframed it that way as a positive thing. I started seeing more and more how, first of all, I was making mistakes. Second of all, everybody else knew I was making the mistakes, so there was no secret by my not admitting it. I wasn't like keeping it a secret. And third of all, people really appreciated when I would just admit it and say, I'm sorry. And they didn't think the worst of me. That was the other amazing thing. They thought better of me when I would just admit it and say I was sorry. So that was a big extra credit, but it's worth a lot. And it can resolve things in a heartbeat. You think about how things can go around and around and around between people. And you sort of wish, what if they both did the I'm sorry practice? What if they both did real I statements and just talked about how they felt? How quickly that problem could have been resolved. But these problems can go on sometimes for years in families, for example, and maybe in your workplace. So if you really pay attention to this little sheet and you really try it and make some of these a practice, and I talk about resources where you can learn more and go to workshops and so on with nonviolent communication, as it's called. You can resolve a lot of problems just within yourself and with the people right around you. And then imagine if everybody started doing that, or if they just started infecting each other a little bit, it would step out and out and out. How far would that go? How much harmony could we put out in the world doing simple practices like that? Thank you.
right. Okay, well, we've had a couple of performers that were late today, and so we're going to play a little bit of music for you. My husband and I, Joan Zen. Is this on? Okay. So our first tune, we do a lot of Dharma music, so our first tune is about mindfulness, and we're going to play a little music for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. Somewhere in every lesson, oh, we find a message which praises the gift of being present. In essence, it may create a certain state of realization through which one becomes centered. Let me dwell in silence, oh, a thought-provoking challenge. To be mindful in each moment, every second, the path to freedom ever beckons. Being mindful. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Day by day around the planet, people simply cannot seem to find the time for calm abiding in the chaos. Yeah, with so much wasted energy, as far as how I'm recreating, how can I live my life without having the way be lost? May I reach my standards, oh, my thoughts under command, oh, being mindful. With my resolve firmly planted, passing states easily handled. Being mindful, yeah. Although utopia may never be physically actualized on earth by mankind, through ethics, concentration, and wisdom, may we find it by being mindful. Somewhere in every lesson, oh, we find a message which praises the gift of being present. Free me from my cravings and diversions all the same. When I'm mindful, oh, it's a how I hope to live my life, and now I pray you will die. Being mindful. Whoa, whoa,
Nice.
Nice job, Jason. Yeah, thank you guys. You wanted to start just using that situation?
It's in G minor, you're saying?
Yeah. All right, this next song is about taking a seat, doing a little meditation. Well, there's just so much to do in one day. So many complications make me fear away. All the obstacles are mounting, on their removal I am counting. Bless me to overcome them, I pray. Don't just be anyone, anyway. Well, there's just so much to do in one life. You're running to and fro, trying to elude the strife. You're pretending not to notice all the responsibilities to shoulder, fleeing so you're almost taking flight. Don't just be anyone, anywhere. It could take your whole life to plant a seed that's right. So get down, down on the ground. Don't just do something, sit there, sit there. Well, there's just so much to see in this place. A world full of wonders to embrace. Opening to opportunities, realize emptiness, and you will see there's better things to do in time and space. So don't just be anyone, anywhere. This precious human life is something so rare. Things will change one day. Death arrives in this display. So don't just do something. Sit there. Sit there. Ooh, sit All right, we're just going to do one more song for you. This song is about that bodhicitta feeling of unconditional love. One, two. Eternal and infernal, the undeniable one, undying love, exuding, not interruding, soothing to be feeling of quintessential love. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. May all things feel lasting. Quintessential love, quintessential love. Ooh. So connected and affected
consuming, ever blooming, always dying to be sharing in your quintessential love. May all things be happy. May all things feel compassion. May all beings be happy. May all things feel lasting. Quintessential love, quintessential love. So now you know you don't have to be shown. Your ego will have to let go. Essentially, eventually, love's skin may die. Surely you and I, everlasting through our passing, always adoring, we're reborn into quintessential love. May all beings be happy. May all things feel compassion. May all beings be happy. May all things feel lasting. Quintessential love, quintessential love. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy.
All right, be happy, everyone. Well, next performer, Taj Chellan, will be up here in a little bit to do some Native American flute playing for you, and so, or some, I guess, some native rap and poetry is probably what he's going to do, not flute today. So we'll be right back with the rest of the program. Thanks for coming today. And Nawang Ketchog will be playing in just a few, maybe another hour and a half. And he's an internationally known Tibetan flute player, so I hope you'll stay for that. So thanks again for coming out. Okay, next we have Taj Chellan, and he's a practicing father, poet, musician, and activist, walking the life the Creator set forth, working daily on the mission of compassion and love for himself and others. I love to have Taj at the festivals because he's youthful, he's passionate, and he pushes boundaries and kind of changes our mind about things. So welcome, Taj.
Yeah. I got my son over here working the taco cart. We brought the taco cart up here today. I got a couple clues, mastermind like checkmate, peep the angles to see how they end up with late. And when I got the feeling, I open up the floodgate, go with the flow, channeling those tracks of fate. I peep my energies and what I placed on my plate, watching time, conscious of a brother beacon late. Time ticks in the pocket, buzz trips in the kick. Peep the energy and how it levitates to lift, tweak the lens, the bends, perceptual shifts, cross current convergence of mystery steadily myth. It's that red rock rhythm that hit 'em right between the eye. A battle to the death, eye against eye. So what you gonna do with that well one dry, third eye blind? Sting like a bee, fly like a butterfly in the unknown. With my headphones on, I make my mark. Graffiti, pictograph art, flim mapping the tools, art creating the spark. I paint a picture with my mind's eye, capsulate the mental, perceive with awareness when I'm approaching the sentinel. Open up the mainframe, time for the download. Head in the clouds, grounded with Mother Earth and feeling the sounds. Gonna fly so high, head in the clouds, grounded with Mother Earth and feeling the sounds. Breathe. Open up with a condor, feather meets the eagle feather. I'm from the ancient glacial lake, open land treasure state. I'm from the zoo with 3 rivers merged to one. West of the Pacific where the salmon start to run. Raven snatch the crystal, create your stars and sun. Embrace the unknown, the great mystery web spun. Yes, we motivate from glacial lake to Beacon Hill. Got more ambition and skills to do more than just pay the bills. Our backs were aching, from steady bringing home the bacon. Had to stop, reevaluate the situation. No more shaking and baking, no time wasting. Yes, we hustle with intention and it's all for the taking. What I need, nothing more but nothing less. Abundance comfortable to keep me at my fitted best. What I see, I believe to manifest. Strategy up in my moves like the game of chess. Warrior energy, preparing for the test. Impeccability to let it roll up off my chest. Flowing like a creek to a river in the northwest. Time to chill, regroup and take a rest. Decompress to take another flight up out the nest. Gonna fly so high, head in the clouds. Grounded with Mother Earth, the feeling the sounds. Gonna fly so high, head in the clouds. Grounded with Mother Earth, the feeling the sounds. Free to spread your wings, take courage inside and soar through the air like a golden eagle in flight. Well, yes, I, yeah. Gonna fly so high, we're gonna touch the sky. Well, yes, I, oh man, see that, do not be that, see that, ba ba ba, be that, but yeah. Touch the sky. Thank you. In a world where it's hard to tell what's up and what's down, it seems the only thing consistent is that the earth spins round, and that the sun comes up just to go back down. Why the laws of gravity bind our feet to the ground. To walk through life, the good and the bad, the happy, the sad, the wrong and the right, fight, struggle, the plights. A pledge to the edge of the ledge, warrior heights, ritual rites, seen through the warrior sight and tick with his bows, swords, battle axes, and shields. Mythical warriorship transcends from the battlefield to the modern day man, the present moment at time to combat the human condition inflicting mankind. Where the victories are gained and the casualties lay, to put it all on the line, to live or die in the day. The path is tough. Yes, the path is chosen this way. Way. Live life as a warrior or life as a slave. Rocket boosters blast through the atmosphere. Ground control, I feel we got a problem here. The gravitational pull was taking its toll. The point of no return, yes, I feel we spinning out of control. Spread the message, peace, we are one. As we take another journey around the sun. Apex corner pocket, let me drop it. Pushing through the stratosphere after burner boost from the rocket. Bass and kick, drop it. Rhythm rocket, I got it. Flowing from the spores, but spores can't stop it. Whoa! Open up the heart, electronic spark. 808, activate, illuminate the dark. To stop the violence, to break the silence, to start to stand up, to wake up, to know each other. It takes a tribe to raise a child, sister to brother, we children of the earth. How long must we suffer? Open up the heart, open up the mind, open up the eye. It's about that time. Open up the heart and mind. It's about that time. It's about that time. It's about that. Open up the heart, open up the mind, open up the eye. It's about that time. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. I spent a vida como proporción. 2012 conscious evolution, no time for snoozing. Knowledge, power, galactical revolution. People choosing, seeking solutions, looking through delusions and smoke amid illusions. Coming to conclusions, the wizard is exposed, the emperor is closed, the truth has arose. So set the captives 3, 3rd to the 5th with the shift. Open up the eye to see the full beauty. Well, yes, I go cry. Well, yes, I cry for the ones inflicted in pain. Cry for the ones shadowed in shame. Open up the heart and the mind will follow. Open up the heart and mind and the eye will follow. Open up to all the wonders in the world. Open up expansion, energy swirls. Germination of a seed planted in the earth. Spinning on a garden planet with so much worth. The mystery written in the stars, our history. Embrace the great mystery. I see so much as far as transformation. Rise up for humanity and represent your nation. No longer will we be afflicted by the fear. Evolution of the species is evidently clear. Believing that there's a reason that we walk the earth from birth through the changes of seasons. Breathing and seeking the powers of one as we take another journey around the sun. To stop the violence, to break the silence, to start to stand up, to wake up, to know each other. It takes a tribe to raise a child, sister to brother. We children of the earth. How long must we suffer? Oh, Creator, come to you in peaceful means. Open up the heart and the mind will follow. Open up the heart and mind and the eye will follow. Open up to all the wonders in the world. Open up expansion, energy swirls. Germination of the seed planted in the earth. Spinning on a garden planet with so much work. The mystery written in the stars, our history. Embrace the great mystery. The great mystery. Mandalas and ley lines on Mother Earth's grid lines. Open up for heart. Open up for the love. Spreading through compassion. Compassion for yourself and others. Looking into the mirror and knowing who you are. Sitting with comfortableness, uncomfortableness. Sitting with it all, Metta Bhavna. Thank you. I'm from the zoo where 3 rivers merge to one. West of the Pacific where the salmon start to run. Ravens snatch the crystal, creating stars and sun. Yo-yo tenku stamas pa'us. The salish elder asked the young one, Yo-yo tenku stamas pa'us. What's in your heart is in your mind, and what is in your mind is in your heart. The young one responded, Ta ask me sten, I don't know. And the elder looked into the young one's eye and said, Yo-yo tenku stamas pa'us. Strong one, what's in your heart is in your mind, and what's in your mind is in your heart. Indigenous cultures have been telling us things like this for thousands of years. And now science has found that we have brain cells in our heart, in our abdomen, body-mind connection. Energy. It's bananas, either in a club or cabana. Bodies in the building, high heat like Louisiana. Hot sauce, make it jump like crisscross. Tantalize the senses, euphoric endorphins. The beat is like morphine. Melodies are pouring out the speakers. Sweatshop sneakers, everything's in the bleachers. No one's up in the crowd, shaking and moving and getting loud. SoundCloud, rock the rhythm, blow the whistle, soul train. No half-stepping, representing the boom and the click. The rum in the pocket, the hip-hop, laid away, drop suddenly. me. It's elementary, the relevancy. Check my melody, my resume, my pedigree. It's in the way we flip and rock the beat steadily. And it's the passion that we put up in the recipe. For us the people party, party people energy. Party the metaphor for evolution, evolution. The gatekeepers must allow the love to come through. Energy flowing, flowing. Fire, fire, loosen up the body now. Higher, higher, let them flames burn and grow. Fire, fire, open up the soul. Higher, higher, let them flames burn and grow. Fire, fire, loosen up the body now. Higher, higher, let them flames burn and grow. Fire, fire, loosen up the soul. Higher, higher, let them flames burn and grow. I DJ turn it up and make it real loud. Move the crowd. My people wanna hit that night cloud. Let the rhythm hit them. Let the rhythm hit them. Fill them to the brim. Keep them moving and sweating like they was at the gym. It's out of sight, party people to the left and right. Shaking the tail feather deep into the night. Yeah, my people represent to the extent to keep the party pushing till all the energy spent. Until the lights are turned on and it's time to go home. But we ain't think about that right now, we up in the zone. It's the 808 generation, boombox and hip-hop, electronic non-stop. Take it to the spot. Nostalgia in the air from all the energy drop. Anticipation of the DJ, what next will be dropped. Fire, fire, loosen up the body now. Higher, higher, let them flames burn and grow. Fire, fire, open up the soul. Higher, higher, let them flames burn and grow. Fire, fire, loosen up the body now. Higher, higher, let them flames burn and grow. Fire, fire, loosen up the soul. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, oh, the DJ spinning, people on the dance floor move to the rhythm. Celebrate the times and the life that you've given. Feeling all around, yes, the energy is given. If your chance, breathe, breathe to the rhythm. Dance floor goes with the flow of the rhythm. 808 punch from the woofer with the given. Loosen up the body and flow with the rhythm. People party, 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 people to the mission. What's my eyes will be ya? Where you want to blood a muscle, don't know I. What the second and the plot of your hair. The name of blacker than the one, won't be say the one and the two and the three and the four. What you gonna do about the knock about the door, but that capacity and love, synchronicity, energy of essence and presence and see the frequencies. Now shake your caboose, let loose, now shake your caboose now. Let loose, now shake your caboose, let loose, now let shake Sonora. Hey, thank you, thank you. They say, oh, sometimes I don't know technology and technology has more than me, than I have the technology. Here we go. Mix one, mix two. I spit out, melodies are poor. What is this life we keep on living? As we earth-wreck the glow, the world keeps on spinning. Abstract to lineal thought. Yo, emotional intelligence, a penny for their thought. She said she felt like she was going crazy. 17 years old, about to have a baby. Her baby's daddy's locked up behind those iron bars. Drug possession, war on drugs, a felony charge. He's looking at 5 years, doing a bit of stretch of eye. To keep my people, yes, we keep her, yes, alive. Yes, I flow up from the top of the dome like a river northwest. Here we are, straight stand and deliver. Glacier Lake, I say, with the energy that made the canyon. Flip it back, I see you on my onion. If consciousness represents the energy, then how we have our frequency from our heart, yeah, we start to make a start and take the corporations, let them melt them down with compassion, feel them to the ground, bring them back into Mother Earth and alchemize the essence. Monsanto, I esperar a con their possessions. Take it back. It's ours. It's the people's. What is this life we keep on living? As we earth-wreck the glow, the world keeps on spinning. Abstract to linear thought. Your emotional intelligence, a penny for your thought. What is this life we keep on living? As we earth-wreck the globe, the world keeps on spinning. Abstract to linear thought. Your emotional intelligence, a penny for your thought. Tell me what's the deed and truth. Tell me truth that keeps me knowing that I'm lived aloof. Sweatshop sneakers, sneakers made in sweatshops. Wear them on my feet, I wear another brother. Keep a brother banging, keep it deeper just to keep them on my heart. The T, the A, the H, the J, I spit it with the star. You're the Glacier Lake kid. The Mizzou Town, yes, they represent the M, the I, the S, the S, the O, the U, the L, the A, the T, the A, the H, the J, the K, the J, the E, the L, the L, the A, the N, the D. Black P, the I, shot the white boys who yappy. Now big one, I see you. From the Reds to Missoula, yes, I see you. People are the people, and my people, yes, so yeah. People with some party with me. I say peace. When I say peace, you say peace. Peace, 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 peace. When I say peace to you, you say peace. Said peace. Peace, 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 peace. Ooh. This right here is my son's track. My son's coming out with a new EP. One more song, am I done? I got one more here. This right here is Deegs, my son. He's 15, he's back over there. He's coming up with a new EP called Topanga Sessions.
So I wake up in the AM, looking at
I've got one more song here.
Don't wake no one up, so I'm lurking. But mama making breakfast in the kitchen.
Might as well play this just
That's
a little
gotta
bit.
finish. The rhythm with the rhyme, and the rhyme I'm flipping. If you don't hear my flow, man, you tripping. But that's life, so if you're clueless, get with it. Life is alright. Sing it right now. Life is alright. Sing it right now. Life is alright. Sing it right now. Life.
You know, I think I'm just gonna leave it on this note, but I'm just gonna do a little spoken word here for my son. My son inspires me to be a better man. My son inspires me to take a look at my emotional content and what I bleed emotionally upon other people. My son inspires me to be a better person walking on this planet. My son inspires me. Sometimes I don't know who's raising who. Am I raising him or is he raising me? Frequencies, essence of presence that calls. Sitting in meditation and sitting to see the uncomfortable emotions that are inside me and to look at my son smiling to believe that he believes in me. Peace. Peace. Peace.
It's alright. Sing it right now. Life is alright. Sing it right now. We just living fresh. Nobody's gonna tell us what we do next. You know us the best. If you don't, go ahead, put us to the test.
Yo, make sure to grab the sunscreen, the towels. We heading down right now. Yo, we going to the beach right now. Yo, make sure the homies bring it in.
All right, give it up for Taj. Yeah. See why we have him back all the time? He's got all this youthful energy. He knows how to bring it home. Okay, thank you, Taj. Ladies and gentlemen, we kind of have a special guest group. And we've been very fortunate the last week to have a huge group of Japanese Buddhist friends of our garden. And they've come and they've taken teachings with Tulku Sangnak Rinpoche. And one of our students, Ronnie Colson, and his wonderful wife, Mimi, have done so much for the garden over the years. We want to please invite them to come up, and they'd like to do a song for Tulku Sangnak Rinpoche now. So please welcome them warmly, as they have traveled a very long way to be here today.
Yeah!
Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello, Rinpoche-san. Hello. We came from Tokyo,
and Hawaii. We are friends of Mimi and Ronnie's, and they gave us chance to come here and get a chance to donate the stupas and Buddhas, beautiful. So we came here to see the gardens, and we are very good time. We have very good time here. So now we are singing to appreciate this time. So would you mind hearing our song here? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Today we sing a typical Japanese song, 4 seasons. We have 4 seasons, so we sing spring, summer, autumn, and winter. So please listen to us. Thank you.
じゃあ海に入っちゃってワン、ツー、スリー、はい。
春を愛する人は心清き人、すみれの花のような僕の友達、夏を愛する人は心強き人、岩を砕く波のような僕の父親、秋を愛する人は心深き人、愛を語るハイネのような僕の恋人、冬を愛する人は心広き人、ネギを溶かす大地のような僕の母親。
Thank you.
I think it's everybody knows Sukiyaki song. Could you sing with us, please? Okay.
上を向いて歩こう、涙がこぼれないように泣き出す春の日、一人ぼっちの夜、幸せは雲の上に、幸せは空の上に、上を向いて歩こう、涙がこぼれないように僕だから歩く、一人ぼっちの夜、上を向いて歩こう、涙がこぼれないように思い出す秋の日、一人ぼっちの夜、悲しみは星の中に、悲しみは月の影に、上を向いて歩こう、涙がこぼれないように思い出す春の日、一人ぼっちの夜、一
一ぼっちの夜
Rinpoche has some gifts to present to the Japanese visitors, and we've been so fortunate to get to know them over the last week. Well, our next guest, most of you and us, we already know Stephen Small Salmon, but you may not know so many things about him. For example, he and Rinpoche did a land blessing ceremony together soon after this land came to Ewam. Many years later, he did another joint land blessing ceremony at the Namchak Retreat Ranch near Hot Springs. He is a full Ponderay and a medicine man, with medicine people on both sides of his family going back for generations. He's one of the very few remaining tribal members who speaks fluent Salish, and he co-founded the Nkusum Salish language school here in Arlee. Besides teaching children in Salish, he teaches adults who can then go on to teach in the school. He leads the students in herb and food gathering and teaches them traditional singing and drumming. He is a favorite dancer at many powwows. He has come to every single one of our peace festivals, showcasing the accomplishments of his students, leading us in song and dance, and making us laugh a lot. Please welcome Stephen Small Salmon. You want to sit down with the mic, or do you want to hold it?
Well, I'm Stephen Small Salmon. I'm 75 years old, and I'm a full-blood Ponderay. Yes, we study. Sip lus kaskeli, tumit skeli huesa weolsi. Tamashe luke in question. Stephen squish. Tamashe luke school. Tis ken question. Tis in question. Who's look at study? Yes, look at study. Tamashe. Just that's a mate, that's scary, just a werewolf. Hot, who could teach? Could choose not to be dead, them gesticulum. Them gesticulum, you can question the et was. Who left to say? Who's the air tonight? Yes, and circle net scary. What's say? Who's on choice? Them dashes. Suits a sip, oh no. It's hard to set the locations. Swing hot, swing hot. Who just yet was Scotty who gets away with she. Jackson P.S. It's got him out and Louis Post to Hodasia. So Hodasia Scotty. Scotty, no. Say to get school, Tama. Just don't get where we shoot Scotty. Kesson Sukune. You guess what? Today, I wanted to talk in Indian because I'm full blood. And the thing is, we're trying to save our language here. Because if we don't save our language, the government's going to come in here and they're going to say there's no more Indians on this reservation. And they're going to come here and say there's no more Indians. We're going to have to buy you off, send you away. People from all over is going to move in here. We're trying to save our mountains, our hills. That's why we are learning how to talk Indian again. And if we don't, the government's going to come in here and say, this is it, you know. Then they'll be making roads all over the place, the Mission Range. There'll be houses up there. They'll be going across. I know. You know why I know? Because my elders used to tell me. My elders were my teachers. We honor those guys. Now, I'm an elder. And they used to tell me, you're going to be the leader. You're going to be a leader. You're going to take over. We're going to tell you stories. Stories about long time ago. When we had wagons, just wagons. No cars. No electricity. I used to tell myself, no, it's never going to happen. They were our leaders. They were our medicine people. Everywhere we went, there was an old man, an old lady with us, and they were our leaders. They were the bosses. When they tell you to sit, you sit. When they tell you to stand, you stand. Today, that's gone. We want to bring happiness in here. I seen those people here just dancing, and they don't care, you know. They just happiness, you know. And that's how we should be, you know. I don't care what color you are. I don't care who you are. We're not like that anymore. We are different. Why? Because we eat too much pizza, too much hot dogs, too much Spam. It is true. They say United States is fat people. Look at me. Years ago, we were thin. We rode horses. We did all these things. Today, everything's none of our business. Somebody breaks in that house, we say, oh, I don't want to get involved. We don't shake hands anymore. We don't play baseball anymore. We don't share the stories anymore. And that's what my people, you know. There's only about 10, maybe full-bloods left on this. Right here. No kidding. There's not very many people could talk the language, our language. But today we're spreading that out, you know. We got in Kusum up here. In Kusum, we got little kids. We got an old man here. He's not that old. He's my nephew, I could say anything. And the thing is, you know, we are moving. We're moving really, really fast with our language. I go to Spokane, I go to Washington, I go to anywhere. And these people are starting to understand us and talk in Indian. They are. No kidding. We start to move now. Yes, we are Indian. We're talking Indian. Good morning. Even those little kids come up, Stephen. That's my name, Stephen. Stephen, what you doing? You know, it's really wonderful, you know. Any language is beautiful. That's why I tell Stevie, this is Stevie Arca here. I told him he had to come up here. I'm proud of him, you know. I'm really, really proud of him. He could understand Indian. I can't talk about him anymore. I got to go to the bathroom when I talk about him. No kidding. Before, we used to talk about our students. Hey, that's kind of quite you know, right in front of them. But now we can't. We got about 21 students at Ewam. You guys are all welcome to come and visit. They write in Indian. Yeah. Yeah. This is Indian land, you know. We're sharing this Indian land, like they said. Rinpoche, I'm Rinpoche. We got to be buddies. Good friends. Yeah, I just wanted to talk today about myself, about our land, about happiness, be happy. Every morning I get up, I open my heart. I talk in Indian. I could talk all day in Indian. Then I tell my students, I got 4 students, and I tell them, I open my heart today to be happy. I am going to try my best to be a good person for today, just for myself. You know? The only time I'm happy is when I'm eating pizza and you know, Spam. We don't even know where the Spam come from, but it sure tastes good. Yeah. Our taste is different today. I know. I know it's different. When first time pizza come out, I couldn't even eat it, you know, because it looks like somebody barfed, you know. But now I'm the first one there, you know. Oh boy, I'm just eating it. But today I'm really happy to be here, to come here to see Rinpoche, the rest of them. Linda, I haven't seen Linda. She probably knew I was coming, so she took off for the hills. She's a good buddy of mine. She supports me. For Ewam. And Ewam means gathered together are one family. We get one family. We call ourselves one family. But we should get together, you know. We're fighting for our water rights. We're fighting for our land. We're fighting for our talking Indian, you know. But today, we should be happy that we're alive. I always tell this guy here, Stevie, he took my name, you know. I remember when my sister was pregnant. You have to call him Stevie. Stevie. Even when they were delivering him, I was right there. So that's his name, you know, Stevie Orca. And just like I say, I'm proud of those 4. I got 4 people. Is Goozer here? I think Goozer took off. But I told those 4 they're supposed to show up today. So who's all happy? Raise your hand. Who eats Spam? Raise your hand. Who eats red hot dogs? Raise your hand. Holy man. We are going to starve here in the United States because that's all they sell. Yeah. She's coming around going to tell me that's enough, you know. But anyway, to me, I brought my little friend here. Oh, first I'm going to talk to Stevie here. Ako san suchnet skedig. Nem kukut skedig.
Ksiputa. Lem speciaal. Waar is kweslu stipi, shailu inunu me. Jen puti chicks yo nunum flu kanuawastin. Chicks yo nunum tomachi scale. Jen is in piasi ach lasket, jen quakum and suti, lut yo nunum flu kanuawastin. Jen quakum and suti, lut quack nuawastin ach lasket. Ach lasket, jen Kweitlemis lut quack de wawastin. Jen lampt, jen in bielsi, jen is lampti, jen lampt, eerst lamptem ka in pich brood, in poch brood, slu in nu me, slu pateleek, slu sweat was. Ka ook shetot kan plaskelt keilig, slu ka de wawastin, slu ka in kudlemis, skeilig in kudlemis. Lam speciaal, wil jet waskt, unech, sheu hoi.
Give him a hand, would you? Wait. You know, the thing is, I said, you know, you could say anything, they won't even know what you're talking about, you know. And he said it over and over and over, you know. I jokes. But I'm really proud of my Stevie and the 3 of them that I've taught, you know. So I'm going to let him go. I know he starts sweating. He's bashful, you know. He's a bashful guy, and I just love him. Oh, Nick. So for myself, I have brought my partner, my dummy. I don't know which one's the dummy, me or him. He goes everywhere with me. I usually, you know, I do movies, I do commercials for LA, I do voiceovers, and for 12 years, you know. Finally, I just quit, you know, because of the language. So anyway, I'm going to make my little friend dance, you know. And this is called the chicken dance. I don't know if he's a chicken or what, you know. But he's kind of sad, you know. He didn't have his wet red wieners yet. Okay, I'm going to sing a song for this, a chicken song. Oh, he's just so smart, you know. He's a smart guy. He sleeps all day, you know. So, Hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey. Yeah, see? Give him a hand. But anyway, I did a lot of acting in my times, and finally I gave up, you know. And the thing is, you know, I started to teach Indian. Our language is really important, just like I was telling you a little while ago, you know. If we don't learn our language, they'll take care of all our land, you know, and they'll be moving in here, so. So anyway, I'm going to quit now, and I wanted to talk about my language, and we're going to do a round dance. Who knows how to dance in Indian? Huh. Yeah, she's all ready. She's running up here. Do you know how to dance in Indian? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Come here. Come here. What's your name? Get up here. Oh, Diane. Okay, I'll sing you a song and you dance, okay? Remember? Hey, yeah. No. Just dance up here so they could see you. I'm not making fun of you. You ready? Hey, get up here. You're trying to hide from them. Yeah, thank you. Hey, give her a hand. Okay, now what I'm gonna do now is just have a round dance. We're gonna round dance. Everybody get up. Everybody. Get up. You know round dance? You went to the powwow? You know the round dance? We're going to round dance. Happy dance. This is what you call happy dance. And we're just going to dance and shake hands. Shake hands when they come up here. Turn around and to your right and give them a hug. Everybody hug. Come on, you guys. Don't be bashful. Gee. Yeah, see? Are you guys all happy now? Okay, I'll get my drum and... Okay, we're getting ready. I'm going to put this back up here. Are you guys all ready?
You don't want it down there?
No. Do you know how to round dance? If you don't know how, you put one feet up, the other one feet up, one feet up, one feet up, and away you go. Go to your left. Go to your left. And if you don't know your left, raise your left. Left hand. Okay. Okay, ready? Guys, do it with a smile. Last year, you guys were all grumpy, you know, just, you know. Okay. I'm going to change this around a little bit. Grab a partner. We're going to do an owl dance. We're going to do an owl dance. No two men, please. Women could, but not the men. That's our rules. Okay? Follow my nephew right there, see? Then when I go down, you guys have to turn around and watch him. Watch him. Okay? See? Oh, he's professional. Okay, ready? You guys got a partner? You have to go to the left. No, no, ladies, go the other way. Yeah, there you go. You guys supposed to turn around. Wait, turn around. We're going to stay here all afternoon until we get it. You're not supposed to turn around until I say, turn around. Turn around. You know, Indian people, they don't have to say that because, you know, turn around. One more time. Turn around. Okay, sit down. Sit down. Wasn't that easy? Oh, now you got to know everybody. Now you got to shake hands. Now you got to be happy and everything, you know, with a smile. And I thank you for this, you know. Sometimes it takes a lot before, you know, let's get to be friendly and all that, you know. So I'm going to say, and thank you for everything. Thank you.
South Africa, and she spent most of her life kayaking in the ocean with the sharks, climbing everything from mountains to buildings, and being a rafting guide and an avid yoga lover and teacher. Today, Mandela will be playing the didgeridoo, which is traditionally only played by Aboriginal elder males. And so in doing so, Mandela breaks stereotypes and pushes boundaries. Please welcome Mandela.
Tashidale Rinpoche, Gempo, everyone. Today I'm going to be playing what's called the Yidaki, or Gurungurum Gambak in Australia. In Australia, when the Westerners came, they heard the didgeridoo played. What they heard was the sound, wong, wong, didgeridoo, didgeridoo. So the didgeridoo, the name is an onomatopoeic word. In Australia, it's called a yidaki, and it is a storytelling device. So Indigenous Aboriginal Australians will get together in what's called a corroboree, right here. This one. And I'll stay right here, maybe. So the Indigenous Aboriginal Australians will get together in what's called a corroboree, where they tell stories of the dream time. And for them, the dream time was when the cosmos was created. And for each of the different 400 to 500 clans within the Indigenous Aboriginal Australians, they have a different story of what happened in the dream time. The didgeridoo is a storytelling device. So when I play, you can close your eyes if you'd like and go on walkabout and start to, hello Charlie, and start to go on a dream time of your own and listen to see what animals you hear. I'm going to be accompanied by my good friend Jason. We've played together down in Southern California, and I'm really glad that you're joining me. Thanks, Jason. Here is Diadaki, Gurum Gurum Gambak. This one here? JJ.